This video is based on the research and natural healing principles taught by Barbara O'Neill, one of the world's most respected voices in holistic health. Her decades of work in natural medicine and nutrition have revealed what many men have never been told, that the foods we eat daily can either heal the body or quietly destroy it from within. Today, we'll explore how diet and lifestyle directly affect prostate health and reveal the 9 everyday foods that Barbara O'Neill warns can inflame, enlarge, and damage the prostate gland over time. Every insight here is backed by scientific research, yet grounded in the simple, practical wisdom Barbara teaches, that the body heals itself when given the right conditions. To understanding the prostate and why it matters. Many men in their 50s and 60s notice changes in urinary habits, waking up several times a night, feeling incomplete emptying, or experiencing weak flow. These are often early signs of an inflamed or enlarged prostate. The prostate, roughly the size of a walnut, surrounds the urethra, the small tube that carries urine. When it becomes swollen, it presses on this tube and restricts flow, causing discomfort and sleep disruption. Barbara O'Neill explains that the prostate, like every organ, responds to inflammation. Inflammation is the body's alarm system, but when it becomes chronic, it leads to tissue growth, pain, and dysfunction. Herbal remedies such as saw palmetto, stinging nettle, and small willow leaf have been shown to reduce inflammation naturally and restore balance to the gland. However, herbs alone can't counteract a bad diet. Barbara often says, "You cannot heal the body while feeding disease." And what most men don't realize is that many foods considered healthy are quietly fueling prostate inflammation every single day. The hidden truth: if men over 40 truly understood how much their diet influences prostate size and function, the billion-dollar pharmaceutical and processed food industries could collapse overnight. Right now, millions of men live in a cycle of doctor visits, prescription drugs, and sleepless nights, without ever being told that the main culprit is often sitting right in their kitchen. Recent research shows that by removing just a handful of inflammation, the shocking part, many of these foods are promoted as healthy, sold everywhere, and even recommended in popular diets. But as Barbara O'Neill teaches, not everything on a supermarket shelf is food for the body. Some things are food for disease. So, let's break down the 9 foods most harmful to prostate health, from least to most damaging, and explore what you can do instead. Number 9. Processed meats. Processed meats like bacon, sausages, salami, hot dogs, and deli slices are preserved with nitrates and nitrites, chemicals that form carcinogenic compounds when cooked at high temperatures. These compounds damage DNA, promote inflammation, and burden the liver and immune system. Barbara O'Neill's approach is simple. Avoid foods that come in packets more than from plants. Processed meats are calorie-dense, high in saturated fat and salt, and stripped of natural protective nutrients like antioxidants and fiber. By replacing processed meats with fresh fish, beans, or lentils, you reduce your body's exposure to inflammatory chemicals and ease the strain on the prostate. Aim to limit processed meats to no more than once a week, or ideally, eliminate them completely. Number 8. Full-fat dairy products. Whole milk, cream, cheese, and full-fat yogurt are common in many diets, but for men with prostate issues, they can be problematic. Dairy naturally contains growth hormones and insulin-like growth factor, IGF-1, which stimulate cell growth, including in the prostate gland. Several large studies have shown that men with the highest dairy intake had up to 30% higher prostate cancer risk compared to low consumers. The saturated fat in dairy also fuels systemic inflammation and disrupts hormonal balance. Barbara advises choosing plant-based milks like almond, oat, or soy, which provide calcium and protein without the hormonal load. Reducing dairy fat intake lightens the body's inflammatory burden and supports hormonal stability. Number 7. Red meats. Red meats, beef, lamb, and pork, are rich in nutrients, but can become harmful when consumed too often or cooked at high temperatures. Grilling, frying, or charring produces carcinogenic compounds called heterocyclic amines, HCAs, and polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbons, PAHs. Barbara O'Neill often reminds her audiences that high heat distorts the food's natural chemistry, turning protein into poison. Men who frequently consume well-done red meat have shown higher levels of DNA damage markers and increased risk of aggressive prostate disease. The practical fix: limit red meat to 1 to 2 servings per week, avoid blackened or charred cooking, and swap in fatty fish like salmon or plant-based proteins. Cooking slowly and at lower temperatures reduces harmful compounds dramatically. Number 6. Fried foods. French fries, fried chicken, packaged chips, and battered snacks are a triple threat, packed with unhealthy fats, calories, and toxic byproducts. Repeated frying produces trans fats and oxidized oils that raise LDL cholesterol and drive chronic inflammation throughout the body. Barbara O'Neill often warns that the oil used in commercial fryers is reheated dozens of times, forming substances that damage blood vessels and cells. These oxidized fats heighten the body's oxidative stress, a key factor in prostate enlargement. Reducing fried foods from several times a week to once or none per week can lower calorie intake by hundreds and decrease inflammation markers within weeks. Instead, bake, air fry, or grill at moderate temperatures to preserve nutrients and avoid the toxic load. Number 5. Sugary beverages. Sugary drinks, sodas, energy drinks, sweetened teas, and flavored coffees deliver rapid spikes of glucose and insulin. Over time, these spikes lead to insulin resistance, weight gain, and a hormonal environment that encourages prostate tissue growth. Large global studies show that daily sugar-sweetened drink consumption significantly raises risk for metabolic syndrome and type 2 diabetes, both of which are linked to prostate enlargement. Barbara's advice is clear: your body needs water, not colored sugar. Replacing even 1 can of soda a day with water or herbal tea can cut 120 to 150 calories and dramatically reduce insulin fluctuations. Over months, this supports hormone balance, fat metabolism, and prostate stability. Number 4. Refined carbohydrates. White bread, pastries, white rice, and sugary cereals lack fiber and nutrients, causing sharp blood sugar swings and chronic low-grade inflammation. High glycemic foods overload insulin production, leading to fat storage around the abdomen and hormonal imbalance. Barbara O'Neill teaches that refined carbs rob the body. They give instant energy but leave cells starved of real nourishment. Replacing them with whole grains, brown rice, quinoa, and vegetables keeps blood sugar stable and reduces the body's inflammatory response. Practical tip: choose complex carbs and pair them with protein or healthy fat to slow digestion and protect the body's hormonal rhythm. Number 3. Artificial sweeteners. Non-nutritive sweeteners like aspartame, sucralose, and saccharin are marketed as diet-friendly, but their long-term metabolic impact is unclear. Some studies suggest they disrupt gut bacteria, alter glucose tolerance, and even increase cravings for sweet foods, leading to higher calorie intake overall. Barbara O'Neill often reminds her audiences that the gut is the foundation of all health. When gut flora is disturbed, inflammation rises everywhere, including in the prostate. Use these products sparingly, and if you must sweeten, choose natural alternatives like stevia or monk fruit, which have minimal metabolic impact. But the best strategy is retraining the palate, gradually reducing dependence on sweetness altogether. Number 2, alcohol. Alcohol affects the prostate in multiple ways by altering hormone metabolism, increasing oxidative stress, and impairing liver function. Heavy or frequent drinking raises levels of estrogen and inflammatory cytokines, both of which encourage prostate enlargement and weaken detoxification. Barbara O'Neill teaches that the liver is the body's chemical factory. When it's overworked, toxins accumulate and hormones go out of balance. This imbalance directly impacts the prostate and overall vitality. Reducing alcohol intake, spacing out drinks, choosing lighter options, or taking alcohol-free days allows the liver to recover and reduces systemic inflammation. Men who moderate their drinking often notice improved urinary comfort and better sleep within weeks. Number 1. High saturated fat fast foods. Fast food and packaged fried snacks combine nearly all the risks we've discussed: trans fats, refined carbs, chemical additives, and excess calories. These foods are engineered for overconsumption, flooding the body with the very compounds that promote obesity, metabolic dysfunction, and hormonal chaos. Barbara O'Neill points out that such foods block the body's natural healing cycles. High-fat processed meals raise LDL cholesterol, expand waistlines, and drive insulin resistance, all linked to prostate enlargement and disease progression. Replacing fast food with home-cooked meals, lean proteins, vegetables, nuts. The bigger picture, Barbara O'Neill's message has always been that disease is not the enemy. It is the body's teacher. When symptoms appear, the body is asking for change. Supporting prostate health isn't about endless medication or fear. It's about understanding inflammation and removing its sources. The foods that inflame the prostate also inflame the arteries, liver, and brain. When you nourish your body with whole, unprocessed foods, men's health doesn't decline by accident. It's shaped by years of small, repeated choices. By avoiding these 9 prostate-harming foods and embracing the natural wisdom Barbara O'Neill teaches, men can experience better urinary flow, deeper sleep, and renewed confidence in their bodies. Healing isn't complicated. As Barbara often says, the body is designed to heal itself. Your job is simply to stop getting in its way. If this video helped you, share it with someone who might be struggling in silence. And remember, true health begins with what you put on your plate. Take care of your body, nourish it wisely, and it will serve you for life.